Hello, hello, hello. I do believe we are live. What's good, everybody? We're going to be getting into something different today. Actually, on Saturdays, it's kind of the thing now. We've been doing those movie reviews. I can already see the little thing in the thing. I don't know why it always starts out so shaky. That's why, I need to come in quieter or something. But looks like we're back up and running. We're going to be talking about Coming to America Part 2. Hope everybody saw the first one because we are definitely going to be doing some recalls and what they did and what they flashed back on. And I brought two of the greatest in to talk about one of my favorite movies with me of all time. What's good, Fandom D Saint? How you doing tonight?
Hey, what's good, everyone? Fan and B saying here, and we're talking about a different movie this week, and I got a different Funko Pop. Yes, Coming to America Funko Pops are in. They don't have for the sequel, but the original.
Oh, that is absolutely amazing. How did you get a Funko Pop for Coming to America? Zamunda in the house. I love it. And speaking of in the house, we got another one of the greatest on the chats. What's up? We got our girl, AK Lord Commander. How you doing tonight?
I am doing well, my friend. It is good to be here. I'm a little tipsy. Hopefully, I'll be able to make it through the whole stream. But yeah, let's have a good chat.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, and ain't nothing wrong with it. Oh, we got to get into it. Coming to America. I love that movie. I mean, me and my friends have been busting lines out from that movie since I can remember. Just one of the greatest of all time. It is. I love how they even touched on it on this, like making fun of it about sequel. All America has is like superhero movies and sequels and like remakes and sequels that nobody asked for. I was like, everything about it. I was like, oh, they're because that's one thing you're always so scared about is when you have such a classic, when they redo it, are they going to ruin it? And just overall feelings, how do you feel about it, AK?
I thought that they actually did a decent job with this. It wasn't perfect, and I think they did. They made the leap for nostalgia. And that's what I think that's how they seem to market it. But I like that type of cheesy nostalgia. So I was here all the way for that movie. I enjoyed it a lot.
Absolutely. They stuck to their bases. They know what they are. I mean, it's a comedy and they go in extra on some of it. And yeah, absolutely. Had to appreciate it for what that was. Just general overall feelings. How'd you feel about it, Phantom?
Before going into this, I was like, I know for a fact this will not be better or at the same level as the first one. I know what I'm getting. It's been like, over 30 years. It's not going to be that same level. Did I enjoy the nostalgia train? Yes, I damn did. Seeing almost like a whole bunch of characters, which I've seen, two others, but, one passed away. So, like, you get what you get there. But the new stuff, some I did enjoy. Like Wesley Snipes' character, loved it. Brand new character into Earth, I
Hilarious.
enjoyed it. There were some others where I was like, okay, why are you here? Just to move the plot along. Then some other people were here that seemed interesting, didn't get enough shine. So hopefully we get to talk about it.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to talk about all of it. It was absolutely fantastic. And you are spot on. General Azizi was killing it this show.
Yeah, my favorite thing about his character is every time he went anywhere, he damn near step waltzed into the room like he's getting ready to go perform at a step show. Every damn time. It's hilarious.
Unbelievable. And it wasn't just him. His whole squad knew how to step.
Right. Like you would have thought they were getting ready to go to some competition or a dance off or something. Like, what the hell are we doing here?
It was amazing. It was amazing. We're going to get into all that. But right out of the gate, it was nice to see so many familiar traditions and faces still going strong in Zamunda. And the flower girls are now flower women passing out the baskets to the next generation of pedal droppers. And I was like, right out of the gate, I was like, oh, they're going to give it to us. Yep. It was fantastic. But straight away, I was like, this movie will probably get a pass from me regardless, because as long as I get a performance from basically one of the most amazing bands of all time, SEXUAL CHOCALATE.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be all right. And I was like, as long as they bring that, this movie's going to be great. But how sweet was the Royal Triangle box with its little secret compartment, making such a grand gesture for one little daily thing? Well, I mean, how are you feeling right out of the gate, Phantom?
I said, bring it all, bring it all. We're going back to Zamunda. We're pretty much seeing another type of Wakanda-esseness, which again, I was saying
Uh-huh.
earlier, they made even made jokes about Wakanda in this. I'm like, yo, bring it all the nooks and crannies. Let's see how much money they truly got, because we only got like a taste of Wakanda. No, I'm saying Wakanda now, of Zamunda in like the very first film, and within this one, they were really expanding it. It kind of felt like you were there.
Oh, it was amazing. And they kind of threw me with the three daughters when like three of them walked out and two of them were dressed all in the virgin white, but the third one was dressed not quite so virgin anything. I was like, oh, it's going to be that kind of storyline, but nope.
Like that was the oldest one, wasn't it?
Yeah. You think that
I think she maybe might have just had more free reign over what she could wear. Because it seems like
the oldest one. She was like
it seems like it's a uniform that the two younger ones were wearing. But the oldest one, up until we find out what's going on in New York, she's the heir to the throne. So I think she's like basically just coming into her own and being able to implement whatever she wants to for herself, at least.
Yeah, they thought I was wondering if that was like a storyline that they ended up switching up and just kind of left that in. But I was like, oh, she's about to be something, but that's not what she was. She was something else entirely. So I thought that was kind of cool.
And also, it was like a foreshadowing of where like it was like she was trying to branch out of tradition compared to like how her other sisters were.
Oh, like, I love that outlook of it. I love that. It seems not much has changed, though, other than having a like McDowell's in Zamunda now, with Papa McDowell still spewing this same line of bullshit. But McDowell's has an Egg McMuffins. We have Egg McStuffins. I was like, ain't nothing changed.
Goddamn right it ain't changed. Hell.
No, it did change. It changed because of the, what is it? What was it? Like vegan friendly or something or other? Whatever they put in the burger patties was just not the tea at all.
Yeah,
no one really liked it.
They let one of the princesses come up with that to be eco-friendly. Trying to be nice about it. And yeah, that didn't work out so much.
I don't know if even the Sprite even held it down.
Was that some amazing product placement or what?
It sure
Which one was it?
It was Pepsi. The sponsored drink of McDowell's.
Oh, it was unbelievable. I was like, they are not being shy with the product placement. I'll tell you what.
Now,
I mean, they did it in the beginning, in the first one too.
Is Coca-Cola like the product placement for like McDonald's though? That's my question now. Just like seeing that scene, it's like it's supposed to be like the reverse.
Right. It could be. That's funny. I mean, I haven't been to McDonald's in over a decade, so I don't know, but that's classic. That would be a nice little chunk. But even having a Zamunda McDowell clown to pose for the picture, I mean, they are not being shy. They are 100% ripping it off, and yeah, like how they leaned right back into that. But I'm not sure how I like how much they went down Eddie Murphy for this movie. Like, I don't know, he was making short work of Semi and taking out robbers with guns, and now he's just some royal wuss getting tossed around by his daughters and threatened by some general. Like, when did Eddie become such a wuss?
You gotta wonder. I don't know. It's weird. All right.
I don't understand how they did that to his character.
Fandom just reminded me of something. A while back on Facebook, someone had come up with a cool art concept for an alliance between Zamunda and Wakanda.
Oh, that's amazing.
And this is the artwork they came up for it, and I thought that shit was epic.
That's pretty dope. I loved it. Yeah, if things weren't what they were, there probably would have been a little cameo or something like that. That would have been absolutely.
I would have been all for that. Marvel wouldn't even have to pay Eddie Murphy much. Just let him be shown meeting with Shuri and the Queen, and then he goes back home. That would be awesome.
That'd be epic. But being a dad in real life must have made this part easier for Ed because, like, are my princely robes not on fleek? She's
right. He was so hurt. Oh, that's out. I rather enjoyed being on fleek.
Being fleek is no more. It's like I rather enjoyed being on. Oh, that was amazing.
Absolutely stunning.
Oh, it's fantastic. But what's with like the non-existent palace guard? Like Oha comes running in saying they couldn't stop the Nextdorian soldiers. They're coming. Like, I was like, how you
exactly?
Well, is that the greatest name ever for a neighboring village, Nextdoria?
Wait,
The
that's
cheese
why
of it
I was
all,
wondering where
man.
the freaking name was coming from on your stream. I'm like, okay, that's where you got it from.
The
Hell
cheese
yeah.
of it all.
Oh, absolutely, Nextdoria. I am a Nextdoria.
And how is it that? Yeah, you're right. How is it that not only did they seem to not have royal guard, but there no army or security force at all in Zamunda?
Other than your daughters?
That seems strange.
Like from what we see, we get their 3 daughters and Semi guarding the whole damn house.
Right, that know how to fight.
Apparently.
Right. I don't appreciate that.
I was like, how's this? How is
See, that's why they need to form that alliance with Wakanda, so they can get some Dollar Milajes on a loan or
Just
something.
about to say that alone makes
Right, that makes it worth it.
We already saw the Dora Milaje and how they get down, just taking off arms, and yeah, we're gonna talk about that on Tuesday. But whoo.
Wait, are you doing a recap on Tuesday?
Yeah, always.
Okay, I'm hoping I'll be awake. Tag me in for that because I have a lot of feels for that damn fight scene and that ass hat being handed his ass. But I'm gonna stop right there.
Oh, don't think you weren't one of the first people that popped into my mind in the second that scene.
Man,
I was thinking, AK has got to be losing her mind when she sees this.
Yes.
That's like the first thing that went through my mind. That's hilarious.
Fucking disrespectful bastard that he is.
That was amazing. Oh, but back on track, like we already touched on, how dope was General Izzy just come strutting in, like his whole squad is stepping, like, yeah, Wesley killed that role, like, Phantom's right, like, that was probably the best addition to this movie was Wesley Snipes' character.
I just love the titles that he had. It was like almost me giving the titles when AK be stepping into the damn chat.
Titles.
What was the inspiration to Mufasa?
Get to the point.
Then you have pretty much the voice actor of Mufasa in this. Like it was amazing.
Yeah, I got to shoot out a rest in peace to Marge Sinclair because if she was still with us, I'm sure she would have came back to play the Queen also.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was fantastic.
You know, I just noticed, like in this entire film, because I had to watch it the second time for talking about it tonight. They did not even like mention the other sister to Lisa in its entire film. Like we saw like a picture of her, but that was it.
Oh,
Lisa's sister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She wasn't around. I didn't need him to be in there, but it would, a quick cameo for Eric LaSalle's character would have been appreciated.
That's
but
the first thing
I'm fine without him, though.
That's the very first thing the Giant came to say. It was like, "Where's Eric LaSalle?" I was like, "His character wouldn't have made much sense in this." And she was like,
he didn't need to be there. Yeah. He wouldn't have needed to be there once that breakup happened. Because I'm pretty sure he didn't end up with her sister. So he really had no connection to this part of the story. So it makes sense to leave him out.
And that's what I thought too, but the Giant Tamer wasn't having it. She was like, "Where is he?" That's like, he was mad. He was mad no Eric LaSalle was in this. Oh man, did General Izzy's son really think he was ever going to have a chance with that beautiful young princess? Like, come on, you gonna walk in with that weak ass game? Hell no, Mike ain't having that. He tried to stroll in all smooth, but I don't know. He came off more like a broke pimp. Eddie was like, "No, it ain't ever happened."
Man, honestly, if you really look at it, even Wesley was side eyeing him. Yeah, he just came off as the melanated broke melanated Valley boy that's coming in. He's basically like a black Chad. Like, bro, just have all the seats, my guy, please, por favor.
Yeah, it was not happening at all. I was like, "What'd you think when you saw him, Phantom?"
Why is he here? Is he the actual legitimate son? Someone should bring in Maury up in here with the results. You are not the father.
Oh, hey,
it's crazy how later on, like his daughter has a way better entrance. Like, what the hell?
The daughter was on point, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's why Wesley was so quick to be easy with like Eddie's bastard marrying the daughter because he's like, "Hey, truth be told, if we did some blood tests, Oh, but who plays a better king than Darth Vader? No one. That's who. I was like, he's all putting Eddie on blast for not being able to put the stem on the apple.
He was talking so much shit.
I was like, who is more kingly than my man James? Nobody.
Man, and again, like what you were saying earlier, why the fuck is Eddie so soft in this? You know, Prince Akeem in the 80s would not have been having any of that nonsense.
None of it.
I mean, he wouldn't have went fisticuffs because he would have just dissected him with his words and moved on like he was nothing. But yeah, I don't know what was going on with that personality change.
Yeah, because Eddie was on point in the first one. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
He just became king and got real soft, and everybody else seemed to know it too. That's crazy. But it seems Semi pulled another one, and like back when they were in Queens, Semi invited like back some real troopers who were gonna make it happen no matter what it took. And I don't know, can Semi really be blamed for that though? Like you said, it had been weeks since he had been attended to by the royal bathers. What do you want from a man?
I blame it 100%. Get out of here with that, man.
You and these thoughts sometimes, DJ.
I'm telling you, I fell the fuck out when Leslie Jones asked if he liked pumpkin pie, and then
oh my god. Okay. See that right there. While parts of it were funny, my only real major gripe about the whole movie in general is that you kind of assaulted my guy, man. He didn't want that. You literally drugged him, got him high to where he didn't even know what the fuck was going on until he really had to think about it later. That's not a good look. If those situations, if those roles would have been reversed, the internet would have been in an uproar.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that.
It was kind of set up the whole way because it wasn't her. I mean, Semi told him, like, this is what needs to happen. This is what's up. And she's like, okay, let me go puke and then I'll do it. Like, I was like, yeah. So it was Semi kind of set him up for that more than her. It's not like she just saw some like helpless person and jumped him. Like, I don't know. That's kind of a rare thing. But you're absolutely right. If that was a flip situation, then would have lost its mind. Yeah. Oh, we got Linda R that just hit the chat. T-Fine, what's up? But yeah, that was crazy. I don't know. I was laughing too hard to think about.
I mean, it was funnily done though. You know, trying to fan the damn vapor.
Oh, I was crying
with the candle. Like she's my of all the additions to the story. Wesley Snipes and Leslie Jones stole the whole damn show.
Yeah, agree. Even when it comes to like SNL, like the only reason why I currently watch the current one is because of Leslie Jones in it.
Yeah, she's a great comedian. I really like her.
Oh, when her and Seth were doing those whatever Thrones together, that was so that was fantastic.
Oh man, comedic gold, man.
But nobody seems to have faith in Hakeem being able to stay alive, and they say he'd be assassinated within the month. And again, Hakeem was just a badass in the first one, so it just kills me.
Where are the bodyguards? How would he be able to even be vulnerable to assassination without having the squad in front of him? What's going on with Zamunda's infrastructure there?
It's like King Joffrey was such a pimp that nobody was going to mess with him. He didn't even need guards.
You know what? That is a fact. Now that you say it, yeah, that is a fact because it literally all the threats came after he died.
Yep.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh shit! Wait. Is King Joffrey Aegon? He's Aegon. He's Aegon the First.
I'm telling you.
The Seven Realms were under his thumb, and then when he died, they came up with all that fuck shit bullshit that eventually ruined House Targaryen. Okay, I'm shipping it. Valyria broke off, and parts of it ended up in Zamunda.
That was pretty sweet, though. Talking about legends, I love how they got the second most notable voice in the world to narrate the funeral for basically the most popular voice in the world. Yes. I thought that was a cool thing.
See, and this is the meta of this show. Like Eddie knew exactly what the fuck he was doing when he put all this shit together. You have the greatest narrator ever in my man Morgan Freeman. And then you have, he basically went back to like the 80s, 90s and pulled up all of those great voices from that time. When I saw fucking In Vogue come out, I lost my damn mind. In Vogue was the shit. They are still on my playlist right now. Then they had, what wasn't Lady Gladys in there too? Last night? Man, you want to talk about a soulful voice? Oof.
Oh, that was fantastic.
She will have you right in your feels. I love that whole scene. I was slightly disappointed that they didn't tap Paula Abdul to come in and help with the choreography like she did in part 1, but I get it. You know, it's a different time. They wanted to have more melanated folks on there, so I support it.
Yeah, it's a different day. But I think King Joffrey had the right. I think he had the right idea. Like, I love that. Celebrating your funeral before you're dead. Like, just go out on one last party. I thought that was amazing.
He went out like a G. Yeah, I love that whole thing.
And this is the flex of it all. Like, I wonder how much it all cost. Shipping out, like, contacting everyone and getting them all in Zamunda to perform all of this.
Not even how much it costs. And I'm not even, I didn't even consider it until just now when you said it, fandom. How the fuck is Zamunda's pull? How is King Joffrey so strong that he got In Vogue and Gladys Knight and Morgan Freeman to come and perform at his almost funeral?
Like Cleo McDowell
like the whole world didn't know a lot about Zamunda at all. It seemed like, we had that one little area in the museum in the first part, and that was it. Well, Zamunda was not on anybody's radar, but this guy is, again, going out like a pimp.
It doesn't matter, though. Zamunda is just like Wakanda. Well, nobody knew about Wakanda, but the man, like Cleo McDowell said, the man has his own money. And when I say he's got his own money, he's got his own money. Yeah, it's his face on it. So yeah, no, he ain't no.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna give that a solid. Absolutely. McDowell is probably the one that alerted the world around of Zamunda and its greatness. Absolutely. So all right, yeah, I'll give you that tinfoil. I like it.
Oh, that was fantastic. But yeah, all the cameos, like you're saying. I mean, Salt and Pepper broke out with a hook on top of him. I mean, they had Ed raise up off the throne and start shaking it. Like, I think he would have given Zemo a run for his money with those moves. He was getting it.
Yeah, he was. I appreciated that. And James Earl Jones, once all the theatrics was done and they showed him, and him and Akeem were talking, he was like, I think I'm good now. You know what you got to go do? I'm out. And he literally just put his head back with a huge smile on his face. Like, if that's not a good way to go, I don't know what is.
And in real life, like, my boy Ed was putting some money in everybody's pocket because he had everybody come in on this one. Oh, fantastic. But Gladys was kind of messed up, though, when she started talking about the king who had a son who couldn't have a son of his own. That was messed up. You're like, yeah, you start looking at it all. That was hella shade. Did you notice that, fandom?
Yep. It was automatically like left and right shade to Eddie Murphy throughout this entire film.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand how you got to that, because in your younger years in the 80s, no one, and maybe it was just because of his dad, but I feel like because of the whole situation, how it went down with him and Lisa, and when they finally got back home for, the coronation, marriage and whatnot, it seemed like the people had the utmost respect for Akeem as well as King Joffrey. And he had set himself apart from, like his father's shadow, so to speak, if that makes sense. But it's a completely different tone here. So I think an even more interesting movie would be what happened in between time to get you to this point.
Mm-hmm. That might be part 3. You never know. I think
they were actually talking about it already, but I don't know how the barbershop guys are supposed to be able to survive to another damn decade waiting on another sequel.
Oh, that's my fan. Hey, don't think.
Damn well they should have been dead.
Oh, we're absolutely gonna have a little quiz at the end of this, and don't think that's not part of it. You gotta love them, man. They get it in. For sure. What's up, Phantom?
Oh, I wasn't saying nothing. That was AK.
Oh.
Nope. I was just agreeing.
But the king dies, and as Eddie grieves, he decides he's coming back to America to find his bastard son. And it was fun to see Semi go from like a docile friend to like, oh hell no, I ain't going back to America.
You go back to Queens, like, motherfucker, did you forget what the hell happened? I mean, Eddie has fond memories of what happened. He ended up with a hottie, the love of his life, who still looks damn near the freaking same with her half vampire genes, man. Yo.
I don't know what you mean about the same.
She can get it.
I don't know what you mean about the same. I think she looks way better. She is amazing.
Oh, for sure. She got that grown woman glow.
Yeah,
that's a, you know, like she still got body, but she got body. That's that you done pushed out some kids, and you got that extra thickness in them curves. Woo! Yes.
Oh, speaking of freaking amazing, we got my man Pete Easy just hit the chat.
Yo, long time no
What's
see.
been too long. What's up, my
The
man?
homie.
Oh, she could definitely still get it. You better believe it. Like I said, I think she looks 10 times better than she ever did in the first one.
Oh yeah. Her what's her name? The lead flower girl, Garcelle.
Yeah.
Was it Garcelle Bouveau? She looks great. She was actually in was it season 1 or season 2? I think it was season 1 of the show Sirens that was on Freeform a couple years ago, and again, still looking good.
Nope, never saw that one. And also killing it was Tracy Morgan playing just an amazing streetwise uncle. He's like, "Don't use your white voice." He turns around. I was dying.
Tracy Morgan reminded me of one of my uncles, straight up. Like, if you think about all the stuff that came out, you know, from Tracy Morgan and that vibe, my uncle, one of the most favorite things I ever experienced with this goofball is I think it was my birthday, and me, him, and a couple of my cousins, you know, we all went out to a gay bar here in Columbus, and he only went because that's my stilo and it was my birthday, and I wanted him to come drink with me. It happened to be some event where it was like the traffic jam, I believe they called it. You get either a red wristband, a yellow, or a green one. And that's basically what you're looking for. If you're green, you're good to go. If you're yellow, you know, you might be complicated, but you're still good to go. And if you're red, it's a no-go. This fool walks in there, gets a green band, and starts talking to women. Mind you, again, it's a gay bar. These women ain't looking at him. They're looking for women. He came out talking to this older lady, talking about, girl, look, I know you like girls, okay? I like women too. I'm a lesbian just like you. We should do this. It's like, if you don't take your dumb ass on the fuck somewhere. The shenanigans to be had that I've had with this man.
The street never
is
dies.
Everything I saw in Tracy Morgan in the whole movie, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Absolutely. He was killing it. That was a perfect role for him. But speaking of perfect roles for somebody, how great was it seeing Colin Jost as the young relative of the Dukes? I was dying, like, and of course he plays just a privileged Ivy Leaguer to the perfection. Like, that was fantastic.
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, go back. Who are we talking about?
Colin Jost from Saturday Night Live, the guy who does the news with oh boy. What's up, Iron Tone? I see you out there.
Hey, Ion. Ion was in my stream earlier. Thanks for coming by.
Not a fan of his weekend update. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
I was not a fan of him. Ever since Seth Meyers left, the weekend update went downhill.
I haven't watched Saturday Night Live in so long. Like, I don't recognize that name.
That's so funny. Everybody says that. Like, every time somebody leaves, like, oh, this new guy can't do it. Like, they've been doing that since the 70s. That's amazing. Ever since Chevy was
Wait.
He's the one who married
the newscaster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor, he married Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
What?
Real? When the fuck did that happen?
Yeah, he married Black Widow. Him and Black Widow been married.
You're talking about the light-skinned dude from Africa.
No, we're talking about he's white. The guy who did the job interview for Lavelle. When he went in for that job interview.
God, he is married to Scarlett Johansson. That's
okay. I'm about to Google that right now. I cannot picture his face.
That's fantastic. Y'all don't know who Colin Jost is? Him and Michael Che. I like the weekend update. I think they kill it together.
I mean, I might recognize his face. I just don't know I don't recognize that name.
Only once in a while they have a good one. But they're just so much hit and freaking misses with them sometimes.
Okay, yeah. Is Saturday Night Live like the only thing he's really known for?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't recognize him at all. Then, all right.
Yeah, no, they kill it. It's funny.
I thought you were talking about Trevor Noah for a second. I was like, wait a minute. When did that happen?
No. Trevor Noah was doing his own thing, and that was a fantastic cameo by him.
That was another good new addition. He has this really subtle way about being funny as hell, and I love how he played the whole newscaster part there.
Oh, he's all sarcastic about everything. It's fantastic. He slips it in.
And it works.
And that's how he does it in real life, too. So
yeah.
Cool.
He basically played himself.
Oh, man. But when Colin, so yeah, you guys aren't even gonna get all those jokes. But I was dying when he was talking about like he was saying it's science, and oh boy's like, really, what scientist? He's like, oh, Bill Nye, and your guy Neil deGrasse. I was just like, you played that shit to perfection. I was crying. That was so sweet. He was like, Daddy never snuck you into rehab for cocaine addiction, or he's like, it was my mom and it was oxys. Like,
oh shit! Okay, the job interview, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know why that was not clicking in my head. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, everything about that. Yeah, I can just move on. You guys weren't in that, but dude, I'm telling
that was funny. No, that was funny. That whole thing, like you have to side eye him for a second. Like, is this really a job interview? What the fuck are you on about?
And the fact that they tie it in that he's like a great grandnephew and a great grandson of the Dukes, like
right? Yeah, yeah, that was gold. That was gold. I think we have lost both of those gentlemen. Have we? They both passed, right?
Mortimer, I think Mortimer has. I'm not sure if the other one has.
I wonder.
John, I think his name's John something, John Adele or something. Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Oh, R.I.P. because they are two legends. They've been in all Eddie.
Oh, absolutely, absolute legends. And Trading Places will forever be one of the greatest movies ever. And I appreciate that little cameo in Coming to America. That it's lightweight Trading Places too. I appreciated seeing that.
Oh, seeing them all as bums and shit after like he killed him in the last movie.
Don't talk to me. Like, I'm still mad at you, Mortimer. And he drops him that huge stack of money. And the first thing they think about is, oh, we going back to rule Wall Street right now. And you know damn well they did that shit too.
Yep. And you see it work because now his grandson's up there. Yeah, that was fantastic. He's like, given to me? Yeah, that was
right. Yeah, Pete's agreeing with us. Yeah, Trading Places is an all-time great movie. Yep, that's one of the classics.
Oh, for sure.
Don't judge me. I never saw it.
Oh, you better add it to the list.
Get your shit together, fandom.
Add it to the list. You gotta
please do. Add it to the top of the list so you'll be able to see the connection there, man. Because you've seen part 1 of Coming to America, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you got to see what the origin story for what is it, Randolph and Mortimer were.
Oh, the two homeless guys.
Yeah. They were the Dukes. Like the all-powerful rulers of Wall Street in Trading Places.
Oh yeah, Pete's got it right.
And also, Eddie Murphy is in that too. So yeah, put that at the top of the list, fandom.
Oh, fantastic!
I expect the book report next week.
Yeah, that might be next Saturday's movie we review. You kidding me? Just to make sure.
Oh, I am here for that. Put that shit on the list. I am here for that.
Oh, that's fantastic. But our new king arrives in Queens to see that much has changed, but not everything. And hey, it's the barbershop. And then absolutely nothing's changed in there for 30 years. One of the best.
Not a damn thing. The only thing that changed is them wrinkles are a bit deeper. And homeboy is eating different types of food, but he's still back there eating in the chair, not doing one spit of work all day, sitting there talking shit.
And that was so sweet, like how they're all in there talking smack, but then like they kick out the young buck who's getting his haircut for not being PC.
Right. The level of disrespect that came across the main barber's face after he said that. Now, he just looked like, you get the fuck out of my chair. Just go.
And yet you're upset that you can't phone a woman anymore right afterwards.
Right afterwards, they start talking to Keem about long, sloppy titties, and he can't squeeze a tit without like, that was fantastic.
He was mad. No, when they started talking about the child support, he was like, wait. You got away for 18 years and you found out about him and you came back? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, no, 30 years. 30.
30, hell yeah.
That was hilarious.
And it shouldn't have been as funny as it was, but when Hakeem says, sorry, you can no longer indiscriminately touch a woman's body at your every whim.
Right.
It was like, it's okay. I got it in when I was young.
Both sides of that were the realest statements ever.
Oh, I was crying. That was fantastic. Oh, Lindar says Cuba Gooding Jr. was getting a haircut in the first one. We should have had him in the second one.
That would have been I heard. A lot of people were saying that. I wonder why.
Because I didn't know who he was. The guy who was getting his haircut. You know.
Yeah, he and like that was basically a no line role for Cuba when he was first starting out. So yeah.
That was awesome. That would have been a sweet little comeback, but my man must have been too big. And then he's like, I'm paying a lot of people.
Right. He was like, you know what? Yeah, I don't need that check, Eddie. I'm gonna pass. I'm good.
Boy, sit in that barber chair. Get out of here.
But I mean, if it would have been me, then yeah, I would have sat my ass down in the barber chair, because how do you not want the royalty checks that are going to be coming from this sequel, sir?
You ain't done a movie since Boys in the Hood. Get your ass back to Wakanda.
Did you say since Boys in the Hood?
Get back to Zamunda, boy. What are you doing? But as usual, the barbershop comes to you, and always the best source of info for any hood is definitely going to be the barbershop. So Akeem and Semi are able to track down his son, and the king is so anxious to meet him, but Semi's like, you can't be noticed. So that was a pretty cool, sweet callback we got when like Akeem went to his first basketball game, and then we see him again all dressed up, the overzealous visiting sports fanatic. That was pretty dope.
I was so reminded of, what was it, Low Down Dirty Shame. So what you doing over there with all them medals on your jacket? I'm mad they came out with the 80s attire. Where did they even find that? Because I have been shopping recently, well, in recent years, to that neighborhood in Brooklyn. That shit is not around anymore. So what the fuck?
Oh, I was crying. That was such a sweet callback, though. I love that.
Oh, man. And that's the thing that, like I was saying earlier before we came on, they relied a bit too much on the nostalgia for this. But the meta cheesiness of the nostalgia is exactly what made everything work. So I still loved it. Even though I'm griping about it, I still loved it.
Especially when they brought it into like the reality, like back at Lavelle's house when they're getting ready for his birthday.
Yes.
And it's like, it only got 10 candles. What do you mean it only got 10 candles? You know that's how it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. You got to make ends meet sometimes. And sometimes you don't have all the ends to meet. You got to take what you can.
She's counting on her fingers. She said, cut him in half. She's like,
right. He was like, wait, that's not going to work, though. It's that meme of Julia Roberts with all the math equations floating around her head.
But then Eddie walks in, and even being told, she still didn't realize that he was actually the father. He's like, you all know I was a hoe out in them streets. I was giving it away. I was just like,
you know what? At least she was honest. Yeah. At least she was honest. She did not try to play Boo the Fool at any point in time. She did not try to really extort him for anything. She was only there because her son was like, no, okay, I mean, I'll come with you, but my mama coming too. That's fair. Yeah, and she wasn't trying to finagle or try to hold lord anything over them at all. I thought she was very real about the whole situation. And I really appreciate how they played that. Yeah, I really appreciated how they played that. I thought that was great.
Oh, man. What'd you think about that little scene, fandom?
I put on my tinfoil hat and was like, are you really Akeem's son now? Are we going to go down this whole journey and all of a sudden you're going to have Murray come out of nowhere and be like, Akeem, you are not the father. I was waiting for this.
Oh,
you know what? That reminds me actually, because you got to think about these timelines a little bit. Like, we had the old witch doctor who I swear they modeled after the witch doctor in Shaka Zulu. I don't know if y'all ever saw that old school mini movie about Shaka Zulu's life. It was out in like the late 80s, early 90s. Go check it out. It's actually a good series.
I've seen it because my mother would literally watch that on repeat when it was on Netflix.
I did the same thing. It's a good freaking movie. Even though it's long as shit, it's awesome. But the witch doctor that was in that was a lady. She just looked every bit of the witch doctor. So now we got this guy with King Joffrey that is saying no. I just saw it in my bones that the runes have told me you have a son. Well, why the fuck did it wait this long to find out about this boy? Mm-hmm. Y'all knew the clock has been ticking since the first one. Y'all knew that there needed to be a male in the running, I guess, for what the rules were at that time. Thankfully, they got changed by the end of this. But this boy, he's not a boy anymore. He's a grown ass man. Has been out here for how long? Y'all just let him sit there. See, this is Killmonger all over again. Okay, you're creating what could have been your worst enemy.
Yeah.
It's like we were saying earlier. It's like with King Jaffa. The moment he died, it was like everyone knew the kingdom was
weak.
And it was a good thing she had that premonition.
Yeah, you were absolutely right.
Yeah, Pete Easy wasn't a big fan of the plot of the 30-year-old son. Thought he had a much stronger play, just focusing on the daughter. You can't be mad at that. That's true. It's true. But I mean,
I lightweight thought my initial impression is when it first came out that, okay, that's not Hakeem's kid, because he is not that type of dude to sleep around and just go willy-nilly, sticking his dick anywhere. That was Semi's deal. So I thought the kid was actually going to end up being Semi's, and because of like what he told the sister, whoever the mama was thought that Semi was actually the prince.
Right.
So
y'all trying to go way down the rabbit hole with that.
Yeah.
Took a little 3 minutes.
If anybody's gonna spit some tinfoil with you, it's me.
Y'all just made a whole part 3 right there. Like that's a whole
coming from you,
that's a whole different offshoot right there.
Hey, yo, and Pete just said what we were talking about earlier. Why was Akeem such a bitch? It don't make sense.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier before you got here. It's like, that's about the biggest part of this movie I did not appreciate, is how they turned Akeem into such a softie.
Yeah,
like he was a bad.
Like, even though, I mean, I get when the whole thing happened. He was drugged and whatnot, and he went through all this whole life. And what happened to make you be such a docile king? Like, you're not out here, he was never one to be out there just causing conflict to cause conflict to go to war. No, he's very much a peacekeeper, but he ain't no punk. If he needs to step up and throw some hands, he can throw some hands.
Oh, he'll take a broom into a gunfight. He's not scared.
Quick, fast, and he will win.
I'm telling you.
But the Akeem, the personality that was given off in this sequel was very different from the Akeem that we knew in the 80s.
Yeah. What's not different is the reality of how Lavelle was trying to be all high and mighty until Semi just conveniently dropped open that suitcase full of money. Real quick.
Yep.
Like, who am I to turn down being a prince? I was like, shit. What'd you do in that situation, Phantom? Would you stay home?
I would buy myself a PS5 instantly and be like, okay, before we go to the room, I'm gonna get me a PS5.
You know what? No. You got to think bigger than that, little brother. You got to think bigger. No, you buy like 10 PS5s. You keep one for yourself, and then you start announcing giveaways on your channel.
There you go.
You get more people coming in, and with more people coming in, you're going to get some sponsors, so that it's continual making money. Business plan, my guy. Come on, we got to do that.
Big picture. I love how Akeem was like, he waits till now to ask if Lisa will be understanding when he gets back. Like,
why the fuck did he not tell her what was actually going on? Because from the way he came back, it seemed like he just said, well, I'm going, just to check out how stuff was in my old neighborhood. She had no idea he was coming back with a whole ass male child to displace her daughter.
Yeah, that was insanity. And that's why he never said anything, because she'd have been like, oh, hell no, he knew. He's not an idiot. Like, he would have been like...
Right, exactly. See, he had the opportunity. And, Lisa, first of all, again, she ain't no punk to just, bow down to whatever the king's whims might be. But she is a compassionate character. We know that from everything we saw in part 1. It did not have to go down like that. I'm saying Akeem just handled that situation initially very poorly, and it could have been a much better transition to how everything was going to go. And he kind of walked in his dad's steps with this not thinking of changing the traditional rules that have been in there. Like, he should have been the first one to say,
changed. That was crazy.
Yeah. He should have been the first one to say, nah, this is, for me, this is my firstborn daughter. She's already named my heir. That's who's going to be in charge. But now that I know about you, son, come through with the family. We'll help you do, whatever your endeavor is, what y'all want to do or whatnot. We'll take care of you. Let's get to know each other and love each other as family. But you ain't in charge. No, you can change that rule. Like Ma Sinclair said, you are the king. Of course you can change the fucking rules.
He could have. Phantom, he said he was only trying to do what's right, and then Lisa asked for the family or for Zamunda. Like, isn't that pretty much one and the same?
Nope.
Is it though? Yeah. I think there's a difference.
You can't be king and a father. You got to pick one over the other.
Heavy lies the crown, DJ.
I don't think it's not as simple as one over the other. You have to find a medium there. I mean, that's the mark of a great king when you can balance that.
That was. But how funny was it that even like an argument about getting another woman pregnant, Hakeem was like quick, like when he's like, well, I've been with other men too. He was like, wait, what do you mean about being another? It didn't matter how much hot water he was in. He's like, wait, let's talk about this other man. Like, why is he acting new? He knew about the last guy.
Exactly. Like, bro, why are you so brand new? And why are you so surprised that she was with other men before you? First of all, she was a woman of the 80s and in America in the 80s, women were not having that fuck shit. Second of all, she's a New Yorker. We do not do that bullshit at all. You try to tell us what the fuck to do. No, you will catch a fucking elbow to the throat. No, sir. If I want to go fuck him, Tom, Dick, Harry, Susan, even Mary, no, you got no say in the motherfucking matter.
Yep. And as Akeem's promising no more surprises, Lavelle walks in looking like Bruno Mars, just popping bottles. Leslie Jones says she's a hugger, just inhales the queen. I'm talking about, sorry, I slept with your man. I was like, oh, hell no. Oh, that was messed up.
That was the good thing about Leslie Jones, though. Like, she was completely real about the situation from Jump Street. Like, it had Akeem handled it better, I really think Lisa and Leslie's character, I think they would have been able to come to some type of understanding between themselves, or in a positive light. They wouldn't have had to go through all this negativity first.
True. After all, they pretty much grew up in the same place.
Right. And that's what, and see, you know, when you're drunk, you know, being drunk tends to make you brutally honest. And that's exactly what Lisa was saying at the bar when she got drunk. Like, this is one of my people. This is the only person in how many years I've been here that is from my hood that I could talk to and connect with. But you have made this interaction so skewed that now it's hard to break through all that now and get back to what actually would be the good.
What's up? We've got Jake Cruz just hit the chat. Glad you finally got it in. Hope you like it.
Which is weird. Did the sister not come to Zamunda and like visit at all?
She didn't. See, and that's what I'm saying. Because I'm pretty sure Daddy McDowell kept his fat money grubbing hands in Wakanda, in Zamunda, the whole time after the wedding. What the fuck happened to what was her name? Trixie or Patrice? Something or other. But what the hell happened to her? And she just disappeared into the ether.
Right.
Like, she got stabbed by Thanos and never came back.
He probably would have had his daughter marry freaking General freaking Izzy's son, if anything.
Exactly. And she would have been down for that because, as ridiculous as the boy is, he is the heir to the throne in their neighboring country. So yeah, she would have went for that easily. And she is exactly as much of a freak as Wesley's son was. You could tell that off rip. They would have got along very well.
See, yep, that's how you tie the families in. Everything would have been cool. But we see out on the real Zamunda, it's all General Izzy, like billboards and signs up, and they got like to his compound, and all the soldiers are working out with the shake weights. I was like, wait a minute,
like, bro. Okay, so see, the dynamic is like they have the military, but not the funds, I guess. And Zamunda has the funds with no military, which I don't see how you can keep a kingdom like that, because even taking into account what you said earlier, DJ, that King Joffrey was just that much of a badass that nobody wanted to fuck with him. Well, if he didn't have an army before, so everyone could see him leading and fighting to be that badass, how the hell did we get here?
Well, one way or the other, those two are going to combine, because if you have all the money and no army, you're soon going to buy that army. And if you're the army with no money and you're badass, you're just going to take over, and then you're going to be the one ruling. I mean, one way or another, those two are going to become one regardless.
See, that was the random twist, though, at the end that kind of gave me the question mark of, you know, I know Wesley's character said, you know, by the end of this, there either needs to be a wedding or there will be war. And yeah, there was a wedding, but that wedding had not that much to do with his country. So how did that smooth things over to where they were so cool at the end?
Oh, because the daughter put him down. Yeah, we're going to talk about it, but the daughter put him down and says, I can either smash your face or we can be diplomatic about this. And he's like, I'm ready to talk. I'm listening.
Okay.
It was pretty cool. So we saw how all his soldiers got the foot movement because they all had those dance revolutions.
They were like the Foot Clan meets the freaking dancers in Step Up. Like everybody had a break dance routine to put into the group, and that's what they came out with every time.
Oh, that was ridiculous. And speaking of ridiculous, Leslie and Lavelle come in playing the Croods all through dinner. Like, I can't believe Lisa didn't have Leslie like fed to a tiger the way she was being. I was like, that was insane, all loud and obnoxious. I was like, wait a minute. I was all this is gonna be yours, baby.
There's a reason for it. Lisa, as prim and proper as she is, and this is a saying that goes for men and women, you can take the person out of New York, but you cannot take the New York out of the person. Lisa sees that shit, and while it looks like she might be side-eyeing, there's, at least for me, the way I read it and some of the looks in her eyes, it was like, okay, all right, I see you. I
don't know though, because she was like, all this gonna be yours, baby. The long table, that like completely oblivious of how rash her words are to the princess, who's basically lived there her whole life and been like teaming up for this. Like it's a
fine line. It's a fine line to tread. Basically, is all I'm saying. Because yeah, you're right. If Lisa really wanted to have Babar I guess Babar is like grandson because Babar is hella old now. If she wanted to direct a herd of elephants or lions or whoever to come after Leslie Jones's character, I think she could have easily done that, but she didn't. And I feel like there has to be a reason for that. It wasn't just out of the kindness of her heart, you know?
Yeah. Jake says that something did happen, and that's why that actress didn't want to be in it. There was some reason. There had to be.
Which actress?
Oh, the Lisa's sister.
The sister.
Oh shit! Damn. I'm gonna have to look that up. I didn't know.
Yeah, she's not a huge actress, so I mean, I'm sure she would have been happy to.
I was about to say, yeah, I honestly can't think that I remember her being in anything else after that.
Yeah, so I can't imagine. There must have been some reason. But yeah, when Hakeem said, "What can I do?" I thought sure Lisa was going to bust out the old, "I thought you were the king line." Like
that's what I thought too.
Mm-hmm. I was
it would have been the perfect. It would have been the perfect callback. Again, that cheesy nostalgia. They missed that opportunity to make it work there.
A few times, I kept waiting for it.
Totally agree.
I was like, God dang, and maybe out of respect for the actress or something. But I was like, God dang, how do you not bring that line back? That was a big one.
Totally agree. Rest in peace, Maj.
You know, it was funny after all that time, like how Akeem thought he still had a chance of like getting some play. Like Lisa was not having it when they were laying in bed. He's like, "This is bullshit." I was like,
you really thought you were gonna get some his legitimate child and his baby mama into the kingdom. No.
Okay, look.
We wanted to play that woman the card.
Did they pass this? Do we pass the scene where she also like was wearing Lisa's clothes? Like she actually went.
No, that wasn't before that. Was that before that?
No, that hasn't.
It was after that. Yeah,
we're gonna get
but
into
that's the thing, and that I really dislike having to make this comparison. But Lisa was like, wait, discount Catelyn Stark right here.
It was messed up. I mean, like I said,
with more justifiable reason though. Because you did legit spring this bastard child on her just out the blue, and you did have every opportunity to tell her, my guy, I think Lisa handled that whole situation the very best way she could. And she did not, as far as I can remember anyway, she did not direct any of that anger or outright, madness that she was feeling at the son. She kept that all to Akeem, and that's exactly the way it should have been.
Right.
So
Hakeem had some.
superior to Catelyn in that respect.
Hakeem's like, I'm the king. If you don't want me to go sow my royal oats somewhere else, you better turn back over.
No, see, no,
like,
he knows. No, see, that's the thing. No, he knows better. He knows better. Again, like Fandom said, I don't understand why he thought he was going to be getting anything that night or for the rest of the month. My guy, you done fucked up. There are consequences for your actions.
I mean, they're all the real bathers after all.
I was about to say, Lavelle found out about that real quick. He gets the royal wake-up call and seems to be acclimating quite nicely to his surroundings, especially when they're like, good morning, my prince. Hello, royal bathers.
Fuck that. No. Leslie Jones, again, is the champion of that scene, too, because the whole while he goes to find his mom and she's in the bath.
I was not spoken champion right there. First of all, when you have three beautiful women standing in your room saying they're ready to bathe you, the last place I'm running is to talk to my naked mom and her back.
That's what I'm saying.
To bathe you, and you're gonna run to mommy? Hell,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I said Leslie was the superior in that category, because the whole time she's sitting there and he's babbling off about nonsense. She's giving that, yeah, okay, baby, word, okay, yeah, good. What happened after he left the room? That hit her own personal bather came up out the tub and said they were done, and she was like, well, you know what, why don't you just double check and make sure. And he had to go away and he had to go back down again. She did what was supposed to be done. She did what he should have done.
Oh, exactly. Fandom, was there any doubt that there was a man underneath them bubbles?
Oh, I knew for sure.
I knew exactly.
If he got his real bather, she had to have at least one or two or three, and there was one there.
There was not a doubt in my mind that the whole time she was talking all smooth and calmly that there was somebody under their bubbles. Never a doubt in my mind.
How much were you here for that though? Because it makes sense, and that's why I love like the atmosphere around Zamunda. It's like they expect that stuff to happen. Is like King Joffrey clued us into it in the first one. I never really asked, son, but I've always suspected that you had sex with your bathers. I know I do. And that huge ass smile that was on his face when he said it, like that's status quo for them. Like
absolutely. And you know he did.
Hired to work in the household, they expect that that's going to be a part of their role.
And you know that he smiled like Eddie was doing it with the bathers. Oh, yeah. Now he's trying to claim that he's only ever been with Lisa. I was like, come on, man.
Well, no. I would say he more than likely got some head from those bathers, but I don't think he slept with any of them.
I think he had.
They explained that in part 3, yeah, because it made it look like
told Lisa like he didn't cheat on her, but he doesn't mean like he never slept with any other woman.
I know it just seems.
When he talked to his dad, though, he said Lisa was the only one. When he was talking to his dad and we found out about his bastard, he said that Lisa's been the only woman he's ever been with.
Yeah, he's the true definition of being a virgin. He's been that from the very beginning.
But speaking of no more virgins, a little bath and trim, and Lavelle was starting to look like a real prince as Zamunda. Embry had him looking tight. He was looking good. But then again, if I was Queen Leslie, and I would have already been fed her, I would have fed Leslie to the lions if I was the queen. Like when she walked into that throne room wearing her queen's dress, like you were just talking about, and had already had it altered, she'd be done right there.
See,
wait. What would Cersei do if Brienne walked into the throne room wearing one of her dresses she had altered without asking, and then had nerve to call her after that? What?
No. See, here's the thing with that though. How the fuck did she get to Lisa's room? The royal rooms. Never mind, she's mommy to the bastard son. How did she get to find where Lisa's rooms were to even get to those outfits? And what seamstress employed by the royal family did any of the reconstruction on those dresses?
The best seamstress in the world. They got the money.
I mean, yeah, they got the money, but Leslie ain't the one that's paying them. She's the guest. It doesn't fit or make sense to me that she would just all willy-nilly be able to get to the queen's quarters and go through her wardrobe without somebody saying, nah, you can't go in there.
Exactly. And that's why
that just seems very strange.
She'd have done been lying meat.
That seems it wouldn't have just been her. She honestly, from what I saw, she was just doing her. But the people that allowed that were supposed to be in charge of these different situations, I think they're more at fault because you should be trained better. Actually, because of how things run in Zamunda, we can know that they are trained better. You don't just let some random stranger come through like that.
And then had the nerve to call her uppity. I was like, off with her head.
Yeah, that was not a good look. I agree with you on that one. Like Leslie, no, don't go too far. Don't line step, okay? Don't be Rick James. Don't be a habitual line stepper. Stop it.
But speaking of stepping, my man General Izzy makes another great grand entrance, and you just cannot deny his crew had
stepped to the step show. Hit the boom.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Every time, I loved it.
And in a very similar fashion to part one, Izzy presents his daughter to the new prince to marry after some very elaborate dancing.
Some awesome dancing there.
That's amazing. And they got me again, though. Just like I did with part one. I thought this was going to be like a total troll, but nope, she was absolutely beautiful. I was like, dang, you lucky little bastard. And how dope was that? Like that the song that they broke out to was "Get Off" by the Purple One himself.
Son. Can you imagine the epicness of King Joffrey's funeral if Prince would have came on there? Oh my word! Rest in peace to the Purple One. Rest in peace, Prince.
That was over the top.
That would have been the most epic shit right there.
And speaking of epic, it sounds like our man Oha's had some singing lessons. He was killing the karaoke prince.
Yeah. I mean, well, we knew he could sing from the first one. That ain't nothing new. That's nothing new. Oha been had
they
pipes.
should have had him singing his actual voice in that scene.
That was fantastic. I love that. And Akeem asked, like, is this what Lavelle wants? And he looked at old girl. He's like, hell yeah.
I mean, can you blame him? Blame him?
Hell no. He's like, I know nothing about you. I don't care. Let's do this. You look
like, I just get to be the ambassador. I mean, I could stay and chill here, but I can go home if I want to. With this, oh yes, please.
Fantastic. And how great were the CNN clips with Trevor Noah doing the news pretty much in the same sarcastic way in real life? We're already talking about that. That was pretty dope. Like this movie was trying to bring in everybody.
Mm-hmm. And I am not mad at it. I was here for it. All the way.
But before the wedding can go forward, the prince must pass the 3 stages of the princely test. And this test did not seem to be too terrible until they started talking about grabbing the whiskers off a sleeping lion. I'd be like, what would you do, fandom? I know I'd be like, it's time to go home now.
Pretty much. I'll pack my bags instantly.
I ain't taking no whiskers off a lion. I was like, you out your mind. But again, I didn't like how they made Eddie out to look weak. Like Lavelle's like, I know your soft ass didn't do this. I'm like, when did this switch happen?
Yeah. I mean, not only that, but I'm glad that she actually did get over her bitterness and like the oldest daughter, she did try to help him and guide him. But I feel like she shouldn't have had to been the one to do that.
Yeah, that was
it's really her future that's in jeopardy by this boy's existence. Like this is not a Robb Stark, Jon Snow situation. That's completely different. Like Catelyn feared that Jon would make it a problem for Robb's kids, but for where the oldest daughter and the bastard son were in Coming to America too, it's a completely different dynamic. And like her future was legitimately threatened because this random stranger from America will come in and take everything that she has already been being trained for. That's the thing I think a lot of folks miss. She's already in the, there must always be a Stark in Winterfell. She's in that first kid training already.
Yep, she's been there the whole
time. And then
time.
have just some random person come through and jeopardize that. That's harsh. And I don't think she should have had to been the, quote unquote, bigger person to get, things moving along and to help her stepbrother out. It went down okay. I just don't think that should have had to have been her role that she was forced into.
I think they just wanted to show like this was how they tried to make up or make nice together. I like how Celebrity Bikini says, I just shoot it. You can't shoot it. It has to be from a sleeping.
Yeah, you have to do it. Yeah, you have to do it yourself.
That would not make it all right. But it seems like that lion had Lavelle back to his senses. Like he's ready to call it a wrap and head back home, just like I would have done by the time they told me I got to touch a lion.
If he wouldn't have gotten that assist from his sister, yeah, he would not have made that shit. He would either be dead or just back on his way home to New York.
But it was actually Marimba that talked him back down. What was that, Phantom?
He would have been the cat food in that scene.
Yeah, that's right.
Why was Lavelle crying about how he thought his dad would show up one day and take him and his mom's off to a better life? And now that it's actually happened, like he's whining like a little bitch about it, Phantom. What's up with that?
Because again, he just wanted, pretty much have a father, but the father he got, pretty much now he has to prove himself to him. It's like, shouldn't it be the other way around? You have to prove yourself because you weren't even in my life.
Well, no. See, I don't think that's valid because Eddie didn't know about him. That you can't fault. You can't
feel any better.
I mean, no. I'm not saying it makes either one of them like better or worse in the situation, but he knew he had a dad out there somewhere, but Eddie didn't. Akeem didn't know about him at all. If he did, I cannot see any situation to where he would not have absolutely made sure that boy was provided for.
Oh yeah, of course, if he knew about it. But then
I don't think I really don't think that's a blame that his son should have put on him. I think, and he's old enough to know what is what. Granted, yeah, you saw that your mom was a single mom and she raised you by herself, but you can't hold your dad at fault for that when he never even knew you existed.
Or cry about it when you want to be taken away, and then when you do get taken away,
exactly,
you're a freaking king, and you get taken to the kingdom and have royal bathers. Well, shut your mouth.
Exactly. So you were looking for this rich dad. The rich dad found you, and he put you in this situation. But now you still being a whiny brat. It's that mentality that a lot of the world does not like about Americans. They they just complain about random shit all the time.
Lucky he had a Marimba to help pull him down and tell him the fairy tale of the Prince Akeem that is very well known. And being a very different Akeem, she tells him to be the first Prince of Zamunda, not be the Prince of Zamunda, but be the Prince from Queens. And in other words, just be yourself. And
just be yourself, yeah.
It's time to call in Uncle Reem.
Even the characters in the movie knew that this was not the Akeem that we know.
Yeah. They were all commenting on it, yeah. So if we do manage to get a part 3 in like the next, decade and a half, I think that is something that needs to be addressed. And I would totally love if, Disney could get their heads out of their asses and see the potential of, a connection between the Wakanda Panthers and the Lions. So like that, if you notice in the picture that those gauntlets, they're lion gauntlets from Zamunda, because that seemed to be, because King Joffrey always wore that lion fur sash. So that would be like their special cat power, and Wakanda has the panther. So this is the real life Thundercats coming to us. So I need that in my life, is what I'm saying.
How do you like how Lavelle and Uncle Reem came strolling back in all hard to that music, and like when they get to the actual throne room, he hold up and then reaches in and like hits play on the iPad.
Regan loved it, and then it's just the back and forth between him and Simi.
That was kind of like they hate each other all through this movie, and then all of a sudden it was like instant friends. He's like, "What? I am your friend? Like, where? How did that turnaround happen so fast?"
That is a good question.
Yeah, I don't think we got an explanation for that.
Yeah, we're absolute mortal enemies, and then he instantly buys him a drink. Like, yeah, you my homie. He's like, what? I'm a homie, and everything's all good. I thought that was kind of weird.
It was almost like I rather enjoyed being on fleek. that random confusion.
I thought it was pretty dumb though how he's able to just bring in Uncle Reem and like just change everything. Like instead of learning how to walk regal, now he's showing King Akeem how to walk like a pimp. Like I thought.
Yeah. Which honestly, I kind of can't believe that he didn't learn that shit in New York in the first place. Yeah. Like, come on, you were literally in Queens, my guy. How are you not paying? You're a very observant person, Akeem. How are you not paying attention?
You're too busy talking to ladies trying to find his queen. CNN coming in.
Wait, speaking of which, one of the cameos that we forgot to mention were the DJs, the Peaches twins.
Oh, we ain't even there yet. They're coming. They coming.
That was at the funeral. Weren't they at the funeral? We passed
Nah,
that.
it wasn't.
No,
I
that
think it
was
was
at the wedding.
Where the hell did they come in? If
That
they
was at the wedding later, way later.
Oh shit! Okay, I got it mixed up. My bad.
But CNN comes on with the breaking news from a source inside the palace that Lavelle's been balling on this princely ass test ever since his handsome and really smart uncle showed up. And he's like, "What's your source?" I was dying. I was like, he's talking about super bad smart uncle showed up. Who's your source? Like, come on, man.
Oh my goodness.
He's like, so now Uncle Reem has Akeem and Lavelle walking like pimps and I don't know, trying to talk like one even. And that was pretty perfect timing when Mary walked in and Akeem's like, hey ho. And they're like, no.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't talk to the mom like that. But how cool was it to see that even Babar got to come back and make a cameo? Like, he's huge now.
Who was it?
Babar, the elephant.
Oh yeah, Babar. Yeah, he's all grown up now.
Oh,
Babar probably has kids and grandkids by now.
Yeah, he said he's a father of his own now. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Like, I don't know what age range some of you guys are in, but way back in the day, I believe it was on HBO, some Saturday mornings or like Friday mornings or something, there was a cartoon named Babar about an elephant who was a prince of the royal family. So it's very fitting that they use Babar as a character in HBO. I loved it.
Still playing that.
The nostalgia, again, nostalgia.
So Akeem and Lavelle.
What'd you say, Fandom?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you didn't know about the Babar show?
No, I didn't.
It was such a cute show. Yeah, he was the heir to the throne, actually.
I think they
Was I even
that
born?
on some HBO Family or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. It used to come on HBO. Google that after we get off. Put that on your list too if you can find the season. It was a cute show.
He said my list grows.
Yes, yeah. Yo, Babar was real shit, man.
Back on, Akeem and Lavelle have a nice little father chat, son in the field, and I guess this is so we can feel some kind of like family bond between them. But I was kind of bored with this one, so I was just like, let's get on to the next scene where Lavelle snaps on Mika. And he's like, he totally snapped on Mika. He's like, I know you hate me, but it's not my fault. And she's like, well, no one's asking you to stay. I was kind of like, yeah, kind of the whole country.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Prevent war and all? I was like, what are you talking about? But that was kind of crazy. I thought it was a little gratuitous when they said when they were talking on the stairs and like Mika had to walk up a few steps and like be up above, like talking down to him a little. I thought that was kind of weird. Like, so she had to look up to her the whole time and it just made her look like this Amazon woman the way they filmed it. It was just weird. I don't know. Did you
like that's what I was saying. Like, they didn't need to have her shown in that light. You know, she was already big, you know, in the eyes of the people and like in our eyes from how we read the situation. They didn't need to play her as that pawn to go in there for that.
That was just weird and over the top, I kind of thought.
Yeah.
But then Lavelle comes up with a brilliant idea of trying to bait and switch the lion, and he and Mika finally make nice and build a little IKEA cage together. And I thought the plan was so ridiculous, like, but of course it works like a charm. Like, how to tame a lion? Just, you know, wipe some sugar cane down with some cat food. That'll work. I was like, wait a minute, what?
The most absurd shit ever.
Oh, that was crazy. He said, time for some abujuku. And like, so he went out and he ends up passing all these tests. But then all of a sudden, the final test, he has to get down on some anbujuntuku. I was like, wait a minute. And the mom's just having so much fun. She's just real quick to say, like, oh, just let him shave a little off the top, son. I'd be like, oh, hell no. Are you out of your mind? Like, no. Like, the ceremony's set up to have a good laugh, but I don't see anything funny about cutting a man's unit. Like,
and the thing is it's actually it's basically a circumcision
that you've already had.
A ceremony. And well, we don't know that he already had that. So I mean, and I can't imagine how anyone would know there. That'd be a bit strange. But there's a lot of different cultures. Like I don't remember which one it was, but I watched a lot of National Geographics and random shows like that. There is a culture of folks that at I think it's maybe the age of 4 or 5. That's when their boys get that's when their boys get circumcised, and it's tradition for the grandfather or grandfathers if they've lived to be that age, will actually eat the cut off foreskin.
Oh, okay.
And that's part of the tradition. So
no,
I'm just saying
it's
it's not an unknown ritual. Like they were messing with him in that case, but it's an actual thing. Is all I'm saying.
It needs to be unknown to me. Is all I'm saying.
I question when she even like chopped. I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't look like a foreskin. Like she actually cut off something that was a bit more.
Oh, that looked like a lot more. I was like, oh my, I'd have been just like that prince. I'd have fell the fuck out. Like, that ain't funny. This ain't funny.
And I mean, it's like that scene in Roots. If you can remember way back when. I'm just saying, it's a thing. You know, it's not something that's made up. That was my point. We can move on. Sorry.
Next, we have Lavelle and Membry taking a little stroll around the palace. And fandom is at this point. Is there any doubt that these two are going to end up together?
The moment I saw her the second time, I'm like, okay, they're probably going to get together because we're seeing her way too much than a lot of other characters.
Yeah, I mean, were you already shipping them, AK?
Oh yeah, it was obvious. It was obvious that's where that was going. I am like the shipper of all the ship things. I literally write fan fiction all the time. So yeah, I saw that shit coming right away.
I thought it was funny when the movie started like bagging on itself. Like Membry, like I was saying earlier, started talking about American cinema being the best, and Lavelle's like, "What? All we have is superhero movies, remakes, and sequels that nobody asked for." I was like, "Hey, nobody asked for it, but I'm glad they made this one." So, of course, the two Forsakens' love can't be contained, and their lips meet under the present moon. And this could mean trouble for our prince, like who's promised to another. And the engagement party is totally on in the next day, and Boboto was looking sexy as hell when she walked in. But just like his father before him, Lavelle wants something more than just a subservient wife, and he wants like a woman to challenge his mind and ambitions on her own. Like he wants Membry, but I don't know how you just gonna leave a girl stand there. I guess at least he didn't leave her there barking like a dog and hopping on one foot.
Bro, how was she still doing this 30 years later? Like my guy, before you packed the suitcase, you didn't think to go and tell her to stop. And even after that, all these years, you didn't think, all these threats that Wesley was making, you didn't think to have him come and take that shit off your sister. How was that allowed to go on for so long?
I was surprised she even was able to move because the king, not the king, but the prince told her to stand there. So I was expecting.
Well, no, you remember? You remember the last time? No, the last thing he said to her was, "Please excuse us, Yamani, because I need to go talk to my dad." After he came into the room, so they showed her going out another door and down a hallway, and that was the last we saw of her in the movie.
Oh, because I just remember Eddie coming up there and he's like, "Where's my son?" And he's like, "He told me to stay right here." And he's like, "Oh," and then he just walked off and she was still standing there. That's the last thing I remember from that. I was like, "Oh man, is she gonna just have to stay there forever now?" Like these men are ruthless.
It is a bit absurd. And why? And if he knew about it, like it seems like he knew about it, why would you not go correct that?
That's like their own little inside.
That's a loophole that I don't like.
Their own little royal gag that they like pulling. That was a pretty nice gift that Lisa gave Leslie. I was like, especially after calling her uppity all movie, and then she takes things without asking, and you're just gonna get this quick turnaround and give her like this $1 million necklace. I was like, what? That was pretty nice.
I need friends like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, no matter what you do, just hooking it up. Like, hey.
See, and that it's almost kind of like the daughter. Like I was thinking, like it shouldn't have been to her to have to be the one to extend the olive branch. And like I said, if Akeem would have handled it better from the very beginning, there would never have been a time to where these two women would have been enemies when they met. I don't think Lisa would have been side-eyeing her or Akeem's son at all had she at least known what was going on. Because it doesn't seem like Eddie told her until after they actually came back to Zamunda. And that is the trickle effect that I think caused a lot of the drama.
I know all my sippers out there were getting a kick out of Leslie's like, "Hey, bartender, let me have some of your finest drink." And then she's like, 2 shots of chilled Ciroc. I was like, wait a minute. Anybody who's into spirits knows that never going to be the finest bar at the drink called Ciroc. Like, I was dying. Not in any bar in a palace.
But it worked. It worked. And what happened? Lisa, how many years has Lisa been away from New York, actually missing that real city outline? And she came up to the bar and, they started drinking. And that's, again, where you can take the girl out of New York, but you can't take the New York out of the girl, because they were buddies from jump after they got drunk together, because they totally understood each other. That's what I'm saying. Lisa understood her. That's why she didn't just get fed to the elephants or to the lions all willy-nilly.
Oh, man. What, you ever sipped on some Ciroc, Phantom?
Nope. I can feel my throat burning just thinking about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, Phantom is not a drinker like that. You know this.
I was like, that's just not, I don't know. I was dying.
Like, I honestly want to get a bottle of high wine from Guyana just to have Phantom try it. Oh. I don't know why they call that thing high wine, because it is not wine. It tastes just like moonshine. It's liquor.
Yeah, that's nothing good. Don't do it.
You're going to have me sleeping for probably 30 years.
Right, I was going to say, that'll put some hair on your chest.
Wake up for part 3.
Right, wake up just in time for part 3.
You notice we call back when Lavelle was trying to learn some of his wife's interest, and at least when he left, he didn't leave her like barking like a dog on one foot, like I said. But that was just still ridiculous. He should have let her go. How about the worst rendition of the greatest sound ever? Like, I didn't think anybody could ever ruin the Humpty Dance, but when I started hearing them two sing it, I was like, oh, I stand corrected. I was like, Lisa and Leslie, stop. That's my favorite song ever. You're killing me.
That is why you do not get drunk to go to karaoke night. It never works out.
I love terrible karaoke, but you were killing my favorite song. Yeah, that one got me a little bit.
Terrible karaoke can be on the same level as cheesy nostalgia. Like, it might grate on your nerves, but it's entertaining, so you like it. Oh. These two were not entertaining.
No, they weren't. That was a bad scene. They were trying to make it what it wasn't, and I was dying.
Yeah.
But Lavelle goes back to talk with Miembre, and I thought he was just being a smartass when he interrupted saying, "Excuse me, Matumbo." But no, we really had Matumbo make a fucking cameo.
That was that man's name. Yep.
I was crying right there. That was so sweet. And when Lavelle said to Miembre, he's like, "I don't want to marry her," I was like, "You might want to keep your voice down when you're saying that. A little quieter, homie."
Chill, we in the palace, bro.
You just scream that like her dad's standing right there. You're just gonna scream it out loud. I was like, "Wait a minute." But Lavelle decides he's going to tell his father, and that he, of all people, will understand. But when he gets over there, he overheard General Izzy call him a pawn, and this was all a setup. So he's like, "Oh, screw this," and he goes crying back to Mama and decides to get out of here. I was like, "Oh, that's messed up." Like, how are you just going to cry? You going to give up all this, even and go back to where you were just because of what? Like, wait a minute.
It made me flash back a little bit to Friday. With Red after Debo got him, he'll go cry in the car. That's kind of what that asshole looked like on Winter Soldier this week too. But we'll talk about that on Tuesday.
Exactly. So Sammy comes back and tells Akeem the wretched woman has taken the plane and fled back to America with the prince. And Akeem's like, "Watch your mouth. That's the mother of my son." And Sammy's like, "She took the royal jet." And he's like, "That thieving bitch." Oh, that was sweet. How has Akeem forgotten all the promises he made about changing the country, and how can he be so hypocritical about not wanting to change traditions that have been around for hundreds of years when he was the first one to do it? What's up with that, Phantom?
A question we've been asking ourselves all night, and good thing he had that conversation with McDowell. Even bringing up his own mother, it's he really needed it, and now that's why he had to go right back, because the man he became is just a shadow of his former self.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought they were going to take this time again to break out that line, "I thought you were king," the one his mom used. I can't.
Yep.
They never that would have been the most epic time to break out that line. Nope. How great was it when Lisa was kicking Ed out of his own room, and he's like, "Are you a fool?" She breaks out "Do you see me hopping on one leg, barking like a dog?" I was like,
"Son."
Look,
the realest bitches in this movie were Lisa and fucking Leslie Jones. They were the realest. Again, motherfucking New York women not taking that bullshit. That's what we do.
That was pretty ballsy, kicking the king out of his own bed, though, in his own castle.
He deserved it. Can't tell me he didn't deserve it.
I'm just saying, king is king. I was like, she is not scared.
Fuck that. And then had the nerve to ask for some ass. Boy,
Speaking
go the
of,
fuck
where
on
did he
with
go,
that.
Phantom? Do you think he just headed straight to the royal bathers room after that?
No, he just rolled over and went to
Akeem ain't
sleep.
go right. He took his ass to sleep because he wasn't
No.
going no damn where.
He
If
just
he
went
would
to
have
the
got
spare
up
bedroom.
out of that bed, Lisa would have thrown all them hands, and he knew it.
He wasn't having none of it. So he just decided the best thing to do is just head over to McDonald's for some mopping and some fatherly advice. And like you Dave was just saying, Mr. McDonald said he's basically in the same boat with McDonald's, like coming after him with all those crazy shit. He's like, the general's coming after you, McDonald's coming after me, you know, because the McFlurry is nothing like the McFlurry. And I was just like, we put our toppings on the bottom. I was like, how are you so out of this? But yet it all made sense and tied together. I was like, that was pretty sweet.
Which is weird because I remember the Sundays you can put the stuff at the bottom if you want to. So
Yeah,
this
if you
the same
wanted
thing
to,
as
yeah.
McFlurry? I don't know.
Oh, no, dude, the tie-ins that he just kept going. He was not letting it go. That was fantastic. But after getting all pumped up about being like
Oh,
prospective.
wait, hold on. Speaking of McDowell, I forgot something. Were you guys expecting Louis Anderson to show up?
Yeah, he was there.
I mean, were you expecting it though? I thought Louis had passed away already.
Oh no, I didn't. I just know
Like,
he lost a lot of weight. I was like, God dang, Louis.
I was genuinely surprised. I was like, wait, Louis Anderson is still alive? Like, I don't know why I thought that, but I swear I heard that he had passed away a while back. Obviously, I was wrong, but it was just weird to see.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything like that, but yeah, it was good to see him. And yeah, it just flowed right in. Like it wasn't surprising.
Yeah, he did.
He was
Absolutely.
just part of the movie. But when they're all
Because you remember what he said, in 3 years, I started off washing lettuce, but in 3 years, I'll be on the register and maybe moving into management. And where is he now? Not even in management yet.
You never know. Maybe he's the assistant manager of the Zamunda.
It seems
Maybe.
like he's the royal test taker at this rate.
Right? Yeah, we'll have to. We need more information on that plot point.
Oh, but even after getting all pumped up about both being prospective kings, like Akeem thanks Cleo for his fatherly advice, but Cleo ends it with like, "Hey, Akeem, what do you think your mother would say?" And that was pretty good.
Boom! Yes,
they definitely made
that was the kicker.
Movie, absolutely.
That was the kicker right there. Yes, what would your mother say? Because he completely understood what was going down, and he saw this is the situation with his daughter all over again. So he gave him that knowledge to think about.
Absolutely. Hakeem says, prepare the royal jet. I'm heading to America. I was like, wait a minute. Didn't you just say they stole the royal jet? Like, how'd that happen? I don't know why, but that just took me out of it. I was like, they just took the royal jet. How are they going to prepare the royal jet? How many jets you got in this royal kingdom?
And if you got that multiple jets, why don't you have a standing army?
Exactly. But he said the royal jet. So I don't know. I thought that was like something that was just weird. Like,
yeah, it was.
But Akeem gets to America and finds out through the barbershop that Lavelle is about to get married. And while at the same time back in Zamunda, General Izzy is back, like ready for his daughter's wedding. And I don't know, back at the Church of Holy Jubilation, Lavelle and Rembe are ready to tie the knot. And who better to perform the ceremony than our own man, Mr. Pastor Brown himself?
There's a God somewhere.
There's a God somewhere that looks down high and looks down low.
Oh, that was another great one. But General Izzy tries to take Mika as a prisoner, and at first I was like, wait a minute, she's not just gonna go all quiet, and then oh hell no, there it is. She started whooping some Nextdorian ass real quick. And as Akeem's getting winded, racing across trying to get to his son's wedding, his daughter's at home defending the palace from harm. I thought that was a cool little tie-in, and I like the twist in the callback, what's that?
No, I'm agree. I just said, yep, I agree.
But I like the twist on the callback of the difference of the mentality from then and now. Like when Akeem stepped in front of that Uber driver and put his hand out saying "halt," and in part one, the New York cabbie gets out and just screening every obscenity in the book. But now the driver just gets out and calmly explains how he's going to have to use the app.
Yeah. It was an update for modern times, and yeah, I liked it.
Dude, that was fantastic. That was one of my favorite little twists.
It's those attention to details that made the reliability on nostalgia work the way it did.
That was the best part of this movie, how they tied that stuff in. But back in Zamunda, and just when we think the princess may have lost, like Semi and her sisters arrive, and with Semi giving us another pretty cool callback, telling Izzy, "Defend yourself, you sweat from a baboon's balls."
Balls.
I was like, they just bringing them all back in this one. And Mika and crew got the upper hand real quick, and like Izzy agrees to handle the situation from here on out diplomatically, because, like we said, it was either that or get his head smashed in with that stick. She wasn't playing anymore.
There were two lines that I remember from the first one that I wish they would have touched back on. And one was the one you just said. But the other one was when Sam Jackson came in to rob McDowell's, and Akeem stopped him, and Semi jumped over the counter and grabbed the gun and was like, "Freeze, you diseased rhinoceros pizzle." I was waiting for them to put that back in, but they never did.
And Jake was bringing up earlier, like, what happened to Samuel Jackson's character? It would have been a good cameo to put him in there.
Samuel Nick Fury did not have time to come over here and fuck around. He is on the Sword space station doing good shit right now. He ain't got time to come down here for this.
And what is he? Is he like still robbing McDonald's buildings, or like is he like
exactly?
Is he in jail? What would he do with that character?
It's like Eric LaSalle's character. What would he be doing in Zamunda?
Yeah, that's one you got to save for part 3. They'll probably bring both of them back in part 3.
That would be absolutely epic.
Were you feeling that, I guess, heartfelt speech that Lavelle gave about no amount of money or castles can stop me from loving her? I was like, I noticed you didn't say stop me from marrying her. I guess everybody had his price. I was like, that was kind of slick.
This is the guy who just fell in love with the freaking briefcase opening.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying right there. You see his two colors right there. I was like, no, nothing can stop you from loving her, but we didn't say nothing about can stop you from marrying her. You're just looking for another suitcase right about now. But Akeem seems to finally see the light and decides to relent, and he lets Lavelle marry who he wants. And I thought it was weird how like Akeem was just kind of like belittling himself, like as a lifelong coward, and saying he wasn't as brave as Lavelle. And I was like, wait a minute. Again, when did Hakeem turn into Ultra Bitch? Like, I don't know. Yeah. I remember he was a badass. What is this?
I don't have any explanation for it. It baffles my brain too.
That just blew me away. I didn't like that line. But Akeem says they can continue, but then Mirembre says like it doesn't feel right. I'm like, did she just see that the king is like now okay with the marriage? So now she's like, forget getting married in this dump. I want my fairy tale palace wedding. Like 5 minutes ago, she was ready to open up her own shop. Now Zamunda's her home and pride and joy and wants to go back. Like what changed?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That was way weird. But I also like now starting to freak out a little bit because there's only 15 minutes left in the movie and I still haven't gotten my cameo from the greatest band of all time. I was starting to get nervous about that. Like, that was starting to bug me a little bit.
Yes.
Back in Zamunda, and Akeem wakes up as queen with a song from their past, and it works. Like, looks like he'll want to be able to sleep back in his own bed, and she might even remember the proper protocol of what happens when your spouse gets back from a trip abroad. So things are looking up for my man Akeem. So there is going to be a royal wedding after all, and it's one bound by true love. And, I mean, they did know each other for, like, at least a whole month, right, before deciding to settle down?
Yeah, at least, I mean, yeah, they talked for a little bit at least.
Like, you knew her for a month. Of course it's a true love. Like, come on.
That's how you can tell she was the dad of a great excellent barber. He had to marry her.
Hey, you know, you got to keep looking right. You're going to be able to get trimmed up for free for the rest of your life looking proper. Why not? Hakeem also lets his daughter know that he's, like, seen the error of his ways, and, like, from now on, like, when he's gone, she is in charge, and she gets a big daddy hug, and that's pretty tight. So Hakeem's feeling so generous, he even finally releases General Izzy's fucking sister from the canine curse. And I was like, wait a minute. He's literally had this poor woman barking like a dog for the last
30 years. Like, my guy, how Sway?
Oh, that was messed up. So I'm still kind of a little bummed out at this point. I'm like, this is not happening. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. Here we go. This has to be it. When Uncle Reem said he wanted to thank Hakeem for bringing his favorite artist back to Africa, I was like, oh, shit. And you got Mirembre up like, who is it? Is it Kendrick Lamar? Is it Mary J. Blige? I was like, hell no. This is going to be my man Randy Watson.
Randy Watson.
Oh,
that boy good.
No, that was the best part. I was like, oh, finally. I was losing it by then. He's like, right about the same time, like the old men from the barbershop were like, oh, hell no. I was like, oh, yes. When he came out that wearing his famous cheesy powder blue, I was like, bring it. I was
right.
How hype are you?
Still wearing that punk ass powdered blue.
Shit, that's his colors. Were you feeling it by then, Phantom?
Of course. Even Funko felt it. They even have his own Funko Pop. And I
No,
think
they
it's
don't.
probably like the highest rating valued Funko Pop in all the Coming to America line.
Stop it. They have a Randy Watson Funko Pop.
There's a Randy Watson Funko.
Oh my!
I did not know that.
I didn't. I do that. I've got to get it. I've got to have it. Are you kidding me? Oh, what's up? We got Mary Jade Starwalker. Welcome, welcome.
Hey,
yeah,
Laura.
Amazing. I need that. I need that in my life. Are you kidding me? They have a Funko of my man Randy Watson. Dude, he had the whole room just like staring at all, like, what the hell is this? And everybody, like, man, Sweets was just boogieing. Dude, but Sweets was getting down. Like, he knows greatness when he sees it. Like, he was loving it every bit as me, every bit as much as me. And then finally, the rest of the room started to realize the magnitude of greatness being displayed before them. Like, they couldn't resist any longer. Pretty soon, you saw every hips in the room were gyrating. Like, dude, you cannot resist the sexual chocolate. Like, they're going to get you. And, like, just when you thought it could not get any better, who else should appear on stage but the fabulous duo of Fresh Peaches and Sugar Cube?
Yes,
like,
yes.
We got to hear it 30 years later. All the DJs still want to feel her breath.
Still want to feel my breasts. Uh-huh.
They did not miss a callback. That was fantastic.
I love that. Yes, I absolutely love that they did that.
They got a double cameo. They got an old school and brought them back in the new school. I thought that was sweet. How about when Lavelle and Marimbe were like backing everybody up, like clearing the floor for them to dance, like the two new lovebirds were out there. Like, I thought they were gonna get it. Like, they're like literally like, get back, everybody, get back. Like, they were doing that to the real crowd probably. I'm like, ooh, they're bust a move. And then they get down with some of the weakest dance moves I've ever seen in my life. I was like, you did not clear the floor. I was like, what, dude, Fandom, you could have busted out better than that, couldn't you?
I don't know. I haven't seen me dance before.
I'm like, how are you gonna clear an entire dance floor and then just do this?
Are you a fan? Are you like one of my baby cousins, Fandom? No, say it ain't so.
Yeah, it is. I'll still be on the dance floor.
Oh man. So like one of my baby cousins, he's my cousin's son. She's Guyanese like me, and his dad is Puerto Rican. Two of the most dancingest musical cultures in the world, and my boy has two left feet. I don't understand how it happened.
Always the black sheep of the family at that point.
Right.
Get on the Florida wedding, just no. But then we get one final callback.
When you're doing an electric slide, sit down.
Oh, that's what I was saying. Then we get one final callback with Mika asking, what say you, brother? You want to leave all this and go back to Queens? And like the same way Akeem said it to Lisa in the first one, they both look at each other like, nah.
Hell no. Why would you?
I
love New York, but who the fuck trying to go back to New York after going to Zamunda? What?
Dude, Bronx. I love the Bronx, but still, if I'd rather live in Zamunda.
Exactly.
And you know what you don't get in the Bronx? What you don't get in the Bronx is a Wesley Snipes getting down in a kilt. You never see that in the Bronx.
That's right. His ass was wearing a damn kilt
and killing
around. Going to a step show, and every scene he was in wearing a damn kilt, and I was here for it. I don't know why it worked, but it fucking worked.
Oh, I loved every bit. I was dying. My man was killing it in that kilt. I was like, get it, Wesley. And just like with every black wedding in history, just like you were saying, it would not be complete if we didn't get everybody out there doing the electric slide.
Yes.
Like, oh my God.
It must be done every time.
The callback, it was real. Like, they kept this one real. I was just watching that ending scene thinking to myself, like, what an amazing rap party that must have been. Like, there are so many stars in one place.
It was so sick.
Dude, that was one of the most epic rap parties of all life. Yes. I wish I could have been invited to that one. That would have been
that would have been great to see and experience.
Wesley, Eddie, I mean, oh my God, legendary.
And random thought. I don't know why I just popped in my head talking about parties, but R.I.P. to DMX.
Yeah, that's crazy. They've been busting him all the crazy weekend. Poor guy. Yeah, that's a rough one. That sucks. Too young to go. Too young.
Yeah, he was only 50.
Speaking of singers, though, Fandom, which version of "She's Your Queen" did you like more? The OG sung by Oha or John Legend's remake?
No, the original. You cannot beat it.
Yes.
Oha had it crushed. I mean, I love me some John Legend, but
nobody tops him.
You ain't got nothing on Oha. So we finally got one bonus throwback of Saul telling one last funny, unfunny joke. And I don't know, that ending with our final callback, that was pretty dope. Like ending it with a, what is that, velvet? I was like, that was just classic. I mean, I was like, of course, it's a sequel. It's never going to be as good as the original, but I thought they did pretty good on this one. What do you give this one 1 out of 10, AK?
1 out of 10. I'm honestly going to say 8 out of 10. No, 8.5 out of 10. The nostalgia was great. The new characters that they brought in worked very well, especially Wesley Snipes and Leslie Jones and Tracy Morgan. Just being around the scene and the atmosphere of Zamunda was great. All of the callbacks that happened, absolutely great. Like I said earlier, I do think that they relied a little bit too much on the cheesy nostalgia, but I happen to like that meta cheesy nostalgia. So yeah, I was here for it.
How about you, fandom? 1 out of 10, what do you give it?
I'd probably have to give it like an 8 out of 10. I love the whole nostalgia thing. I know some people didn't like it though, but it was needed. It truly was needed because some of the new stuff I was just not feeling. But at the same time, some new characters, they filled in that void, like we said before, Leslie Jones, Tracy Morgan's character, and of course, Wesley Snipes. So kill.
Oh, that was just too good. That was just too good. I absolutely loved it. How was that? Oh, you're doing that. Yeah, that was super. That's awesome. Oh man, I'm with you. 8 out of 5. I remember the very first thing I said right when it was done. I was like, I ain't mad at it. That was the first thing I said.
Yeah.
It was done. I was like, I am not mad at it. I was like, for a sequel, that was pretty good through and through. I absolutely loved it. Not too bad. 8 out of 10. I think that was pretty sweet. For those still left, we're going to do a quick trivia. We got just a couple questions. These are not easy ones. See how much you actually remember the movie. Just a quick one. Leave the ones down below. Chat. See if you can beat my guest. First and foremost, do you remember what is the name of the barbershop in Queens?
Mighty Sharp.
Oh, shit. Yeah, AK is on it. I thought that was going to stump the world. Are you kidding me? AK nailed that in seconds. All right. What did McDowell's come out with to match the Egg McMuffin?
The Egg McStuffin?
Oh, that's a bet.
Yeah, I forgot that one.
1-1. Look at dude, that's why I bring on the very best in the game.
I did have McDonald's this morning, so it's like
yeah. Now see, DJ's jinxing me. Watch me not get any more questions.
That is just too damn good. That was quick. Oh my god. What did Saul call Akeem and Semi when they walked into the barbershop?
Oh, I know what. I know Semi was a bowl.
I remember it was Kunta Kinte, but I don't remember what this.
Oh my god, you guys just got it together. You did that shit. You just got it together. You guys.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's amazing. Kunta Kinte and Ebola. That is amazing. You guys.
I forgot he said Ebola.
Oh, I can't believe. What's up, chat? You have to be on your game with these two. Holy shnikes. All right, here's one that I know will stump them. I can always stump them with names. Name 3 of the 4 old men always in the barbershop.
Oh, fuck. Okay, yeah, you got me on that.
Yeah, same.
Always stump them with names.
I only remember their actions and what they do and say. I do not remember their names.
Jake, you got it right. The PC of the world kind of kills it. I mean, we need some of it, but they go way overboard. So it does kill some of the comedy of the old school. Absolutely. All right, I'm not going to say that one. We'll let keep you guys going. Put that down in the chat. Put them in the comments below if you can name 3 out of the 4 men that are in the barber shop. All right, next one. How much did Clarence say his brownstone was worth? And I just gave you one of the names of the men in the barbershop. How much did Clarence say?
Oh shit! Okay, now that you said Clarence, I remember the exact scene where they said his name. It was at the damn gathering that McDowell's was sponsoring.
No, it was at the barber shop, and he said, "My brownstone is worth."
I don't even know. It just dawned on me. In another Eddie Murphy movie, one of his characters is named Clarence.
Stomped it.
Okay. Yeah,
right,
I don't know if I remember that one.
That's a good one. Nice. We finally stumped him on one. I knew I could stump the names, but that's a good one. I thought that one might get you. Woo, you guys nailed those first two easy. What moniker did Clarence hang on Akeem? What Clarence call Akeem?
Hang on Akeem?
Yep. What did he call Akeem?
Yeah, totally don't remember that. That's on you, fandom. I don't got it.
That was Princess something.
Nope.
It wasn't a prince? Oh.
I'm going to give you this one just because I love the name so much.
What
Idiot
was it?
Amin.
Who?
Idiot Amin.
It sounds like something his ass would say.
Oh, what are the 3 stages of the princely test? What's up, chat? Can you beat him on this one?
History. I know there's courage.
That is wrong, celebrity.
What's the other one? Oh my gosh. Was it the walk? No.
What are the 3 What are the 3 hats?
I know it's the history, courage. I can't remember the other one.
What's up, chat? Your chance to beat him. Do you remember what the 3 stages of the princely test were? Those some good questions. Finally rocked them. I was like, you guys scared me.
It was it a walk?
I told you I wasn't gonna get no more. Told you I wasn't gonna get no more after you called that out, man.
You got courage. I'll give you culture. That was you said history, but it was culture. Courage, culture, and the other one's a C2.
Is it patience?
Nope.
Class.
I said it starts with a C2. She said patience.
No, I didn't hear you say the C word.
Nah, I give up on this.
Courteousness, continence.
Put that down below. What's the 3rd stage of the princely test, chat? You got culture, courage, and what is the 3rd C? And one of the last ones. What was the name of the church that Lavelle was almost married in?
Did they say the name of the church?
That got quiet. I know fandom was giggling his ass off when I said it during the live.
Damn, I forgot it.
What was the name of the church that Lavelle almost got married in? Oh, once you get that, put that down below. All right, how about this one? You might get back on track with this one. What was the pastor's last name?
Oh, yeah, I definitely don't remember that. Oh, wait, is it Reverend Brown?
There you go. Back on track. Pastor Brown.
Reverend Brown. Hold on. Wait.
Not Reverend Brown.
Reverend Brown. Oh, yeah, okay. Is it, oh, shit.
You just said
it. No. I'm talking about the previous question. It's on the tip of my tongue now because I remembered his name.
Oh.
Church of Holy Jubilation.
Google.
No.
I'm just kidding. Yep, that's it. Church of Holy Jubilation.
I was about to say, shit, I'm about to go Google it right now.
Absolutely right. Church of Holy Jubilation. Here's a little easier one. Who's the lead singer of Sexual Chocolate?
Randy Watson.
You know it. And last but not least, our bonus question, who was Randy Watson's cousin?
Who? He had a cousin? Okay, yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Jermaine Supreme?
What's that?
Jermaine Supreme or something? No?
Jermaine Supreme?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Randy, wait, let me think.
Oh, that's a great bonus one. So we're going to leave it on that one. If you guys know the answer to that, leave it down below in the comments. I hope everybody had an absolutely fantastic time. I absolutely love this movie. As far as sequels go, I think it was up there, one of the better ones. I love the callbacks. I love the nostalgia.
True.
It was absolutely fantastic. So I want to thank my guests that came on with me tonight. I know we kept them up a little bit late. They're both on the East Coast, so we're going to let them get going and get to bed. But thank you so much for being here, Fandom B Saint and AK, my brother, my sister.
Always.
Hope to see you both right back here Tuesday night so we can break down some more Wakanda Forever.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely fantastic weekend, and it only gets better from here. Everybody be easy, and we'll see you Tuesday night. Be easy. Bye.
Stay safe, folks.